This is ILTV on the hour, bringing you the biggest stories from Israel and the Middle East in just 5 minutes. I'm Caleb Ben David, and today is day 691 of the war in Gaza. Let's get into all the top headlines at this hour. U.S. President Donald Trump says a White House meeting will be held today to consider a comprehensive plan for managing post-war Gaza. Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, said, "We are going to settle this one way or another, certainly by the end of the year." Ahead of what was described as a large meeting at the White House, the administration is putting forward a comprehensive plan for post-war management of Gaza. President Trump will chair the White House meeting. This appears to be the first time that Witkoff has revealed the existence of a U.S. plan for the so-called day after in Gaza, and he stressed that the administration does not want further partial hostage deals. With the exception of Trump's remarks in February on his vision to take over Gaza and permanently relocate its residents, the White House has largely deferred to its Arab allies in the region while trying to pressure them to take in Palestinian refugees. Here's Witkoff.
And part of what we're trying to do is shut that war down. It doesn't need to continue to happen anymore. And I think that Hamas has held that region hostage for much too long, and it's time for it to end. And I think many of the Arab governments, by the way, are in that camp as well.
Now, this comes after the Israeli Security Cabinet met last night to discuss war plans in Gaza. The issue of the Hamas acceptance of the proposed hostage for ceasefire deal was reportedly not discussed, even as thousands of Israelis again took to the streets of Tel Aviv and elsewhere, demanding the government make a deal now. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reportedly did discuss the issue of the hostages, telling the ministers he did not know why President Trump said that fewer than 20 hostages are alive. Sources familiar with the latest hostage information told Israeli media that there were unfortunate and baseless statements being made about their current state. In Gaza, IDF troops are operating with a focus on uncovering and dismantling Hamas territories. IDF troops uncovered 2 tunnels in central Gaza, sealing one with concrete and blowing up the other. Over the past 24 hours, troops eliminated dozens of terror operatives while working to expand the security zone along the border. Over the past month, troops completed an operation to dismantle terrorist infrastructure and underground tunnel routes throughout central Gaza. Now, the tunnel has several exit shafts, living quarters, food, weapons, and other facilities used by Hamas operatives. And regarding the ongoing probe into the shelling of the Al-Nasser hospital in Khan Yunis, the IDF investigation has found that 6 of the 20 people killed by Israeli tank fire were terrorists, one of whom took part in the October 7th attack. The army also revealing that Hamas had installed a surveillance camera atop the hospital, one of the reasons it was targeted. The investigation now reportedly focusing on who gave the order to use tank fire against the hospital and whether it was done outside the approved chain of command. Moving to the northern front, by the end of the month, the Lebanese government says it will submit a proposal aimed to persuade Hezbollah to lay down its arms. According to U.S. envoy Thomas Barak, the proposal will be made by August 31st to convince Hezbollah to disarm without having to use military force to remove weapons from the Iranian-backed terror movement. According to Barak, the Lebanese army is not talking about going to war against Hezbollah, but avoiding war by having Hezbollah disarm. Barak also says that Israel is expected to issue its own framework for military withdrawal once Lebanon has announced its plan to disarm Hezbollah. Prime Minister Netanyahu said Monday that Jerusalem stands ready to support Lebanon in its efforts to disarm the terrorists and work together towards a more secure and stable future for both nations. And that's a wrap for this edition of ILTV on the Hour. We'll continue to give you the most important updates coming out of Israel. You could scan the QR code on your screen to access our ILTV app. I'm Caleb David. Thanks for watching.